My mother cheated on my father and they divorced. My father's new girlfriend has financially supported the household with money. My 41-year-old mother and 18-year-old me. I am a woman. I pushed her out of my life because she cheated on my 40-year-old father. She called me crying because I am going to be the maid of honor for her 31-year-old fiancé. About 3 years ago when I was 15, I found out that my mother cheated on my father. I immediately told him and this basically led to their divorce. My mother was self-centered and abusive towards my father during their marriage. She also was barely involved in my life as a mother. My father was with me every step I took and was always there for me in my upbringing. Her infidelity basically crossed the line for me. She destroyed whatever was left of us as a family. I didn't want her in my life anymore. My father was granted full custody by my request in the divorce. I pretty much cut my mother out of my life, and apart from some texting, she isn't involved in my life, and that's how I want it to be. About a year after my parents separate, my father met his current fiancée. I was fully supportive of this relationship because it was great to see my father happy with someone who cared just as much about him as he does about her. For the past 3 years my dad's fiancée pretty much grew to be my best friend. She has been involved, supportive, and helped me so much from the start. She has been able to support me in different ways than my father that have helped me greatly. Also, my father's fiancée has supported my father financially with money for household support such as basic household expenses and other things she has spent money on, and has shared expenses with my father and has been very helpful to both him and me. She has definitely been my female role model in my life, and I can say that I have true love for her. She and my father are having their wedding this summer. She asked me to be her maid of honor and I love it. But out of nowhere my mother found out about this. I still have low contact with my mother, but we do text a bit. I did not tell her anything about this, but somehow she found out. She called me crying saying that it would break her heart if I were to be the maid of honor at their wedding. She went on a rant that she will always remain my mother and that nothing is going to change about that. I just told her that I didn't know what to answer. I 100% support my dad's fiancée and want to be her maid of honor. I want to make it clear to my mother that she has no say in what I do, but don't really know how to go about this. How can I make it clear that she has no say in my life without necessarily cutting her off completely? Comments. 1. I want to make it clear to my mother that she has no say in what I do, but don't really know how to go about this. How can I make it clear that she has no say in my life without necessarily cutting her off completely? I don't actually think you need to go to the effort of saying she has no say in your life. I mean, why bother? She's just trying to cause drama. Don't let her. It's not like she can stop you from doing what you want to do. If she brings it up again, just tell her you've already promised and don't break your promises. Enough said. I hope the wedding is wonderful. 2. Exactly. At this point, the mother just wants to pick a fight. 3. You don't need to explain it to her at all if you don't want to. It is your life, it is your choice. You being a maid of honor in your father's wedding and her being your mother have absolutely nothing to do with each other. This and her being upset about this perhaps shows that she doesn't yet understand that she is responsible for all this happening. She should have moved on with her life by now. 4. Not only what it says above, but you can tell her that biologically yes you will always be my mother, but you have rarely if ever actually been a mother to me. Unlike the last 3 years where the fiancé has filled that void in my life. The honor of being asked to be her maid of honor has nothing to do with the relationship between you and I, but everything to do with her relationship, you and dad's fiancé. Sounds like more manipulation from where I'm setting. 5. You don't need to explain it to her at all if you don't want to. Exactly. OP, ask your mom, did she ever really explain to you the real reason why she cheated and decided to blow up your family? She lost her right to ask you to do anything for her, and she does not get to decide anymore what you should or should not do. 6. X has become an important part of my life over the last several years. She was there for me, supported me, etc. There's enough room in my life for both of you. The relationship I have with you depends on what you do, not my relationship with her. 7. If you say anything, and you don't have to, just say, I'm really sorry you feel that way, but I'm not going to discuss dad's wedding with you. Have you been outside? Isn't it lovely today? If she continues, you probably have a sock drawer that needs some rearranging, and you really need to go. Smiley face. 8. I think it shows how selfish she is by crying over something as little as this. She cheated on your dad, he's found love again and you've found a friend, and by being your dad's fiance's maid of honor you are supporting and showing your love for them both. It's wholly unreasonable for your mom to try and emotionally manipulate you into not doing it. Tell her she has no right given her own actions past. Also remind her you're supporting your dad and your friend, you're not doing anything else. 9. That's a pretty big "I'm sorry you feel that way" moment. Support your good parent and your best friend. Don't feed the monster by even letting this bother you. You should just tell your mother what you said in the last paragraph of your post. 10. It depends on how blunt you want to be, but I'd be inclined to tell her that I wish she had cared as much about breaking your heart at 15 as she does about breaking his for something that has nothing to do with her at 41. I am honored to support my dad and new stepmom in this union and will not be reducing my role in their wedding for anyone. I will not be discussing this with you anymore and will leave or hang up the phone anytime you bring it up from now on. Thank you for your understanding. Also maybe tell your dad if only so that they can consider whether to get security for the wedding. 11. Your mother is selfish and has no respect for the feelings of others. She only cares about her own feelings. That's the kind of people that cheaters are, and she's showing it again by not asking or caring how you feel about the request to be MOH. Just be honest with your mother and say much of what you said here. Your dad's fiancé has become a best friend and a role model, and you're honored and excited to be her MOH. If mom doesn't like it, then too bad. I bet your dad draws a lot of strength from your love and support. I'm sure he's super proud of you.